about the issue, the problematic, and maybe more about the methodology, and and also about the initial improvements that we are working about in the gold mining service. Um, we are going to present a near real-time mine alert system using the Sentinel-1 data, and also initial improvements we are looking toward during this year using maybe machine learning and Colab. In the ACA team, we have experience working with remote sensing to analyze land cover change in the Amazon rainforest caused by drivers like farming, wildfire, logging activity, and illegal mining. Um, from now, we are going to present more about the methodology. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yes. Well, have you ever seen in this image illegal gold mining increased over the years? It has become a key driver of deforestation in the last 30 years, but more harder in the last 10 years. And has significant negative impacts in public health and in the forest. And we can see the impacts even from space. That's why we use remote sensing to monitor this illegal activity. Although this activity has impact in all the year, but in the Amazon rainforest have many raining seasons for around 5 or 6 months, and we can use optical image to monitoring this activity. That's why we start working with Sentinel-1 data. Can you go to the next slide, please? For example, this image we use the same period, but you can see when optical image with the cloudy season, we can see the mine activities where are they located and focused. Our study area it's in the southeast Peruvian Amazon, especially in Madre de Dios region. Its activity impacted in the buffer zone of the Zamopata reserve. And if you want to know more about this activity, you can go to MAP, Monitoring Andean Project. Traditional remote sensing-based monitoring system can detect gold mining activity, but are limited by frequent cloud cover. The Amazon rainforest has two stational season, dry and wet. That's why we start work with Sentinel-1 data, because you can see it monitor independent weather conditions. And also accuracy of detection is also a significant issue, as a confidence in the alerts determine the use of end users and can affect the overall confidence in the data for stakeholders wanting to pursue legal steps on the ground to deter illegal mining. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yes, about the methodology, Lucio will present about this.
Hi. Okay. So about the methodology, we use Sentinel-1 SAR data. Like Emiliano explained, we have this problem of the rain season. In fact, we are now in the rain season. It's in this moment it's very complicated to get free cloud image, or at least with no so clouded, in order to interpret or to identify new mining activities. So the idea of the workflow was to test the many sources of data, and also many algorithms that we can use in order to generate these new alerts. So in this moment, we are working with Omnibus Q test. Basically, I will explain a little bit more about this. But once we get this new alerts with Sentinel-1 data, the idea is to try to filter this that we call this false positive. That means all these alerts that, in fact, there is is not exactly due to mining activity. It could be maybe by the change by the rivers or by the other source. So in order to get filtered results, we use a forest-based map. This forest-based map is generated but locally here by the environmental minister every year, and also we can use this maps generated by Global Forest Watch, for instance. So we can get this baseline. After we make this, we can use also another source of information like the water bodies, the JRC, I think. So uh, all the idea is to get results without false positive, and just for update for the apps, the Rami and Collect Earth Online. So the idea of this chain detection algorithms, this is just to make this comparison between two or more image before and after, and to get these new pixels of change. In fact, there is a lot. There is many algorithms of change detection. We use just ones based in this in the Q-test algorithms developed by Morton County. So once we get the results, we update the platform Rami with the results generated.
Okay, about the platform Rami, we will share with you, if you want, the link of the platform that you can go on and review the characteristic of this platform. But it will be a user interface that where delivered the information or the mine alerts that we get. And we had meetings with the user that they can interact with this platform and review the characteristics and review if this work for their needs. And also we update the dataset per month, I think. The last data set we get it's in November, at the end of the November, but we're working to update this platform with new alerts, mining alerts, and also it works for the users because they can't go on and they can validate this alert before to go to the field. Yeah, can you go to the next slide, please? Also, we use Collect Earth Online platform because in this and we link the Rami platform with Collect Earth Online to validate these alerts because we use Planet WMS image to validate the alert, and the users can go on and use the Collect Earth Online as well. Next, please. We had an example. We will show just one example because we have many mine alerts as results. But I found this example very interesting because you can see how the mine alerts or how the mine activities increase over the months. Example occurred in the last May, and you can see how near to the roads and near to the city, the mine alerts increase over the years. And if you see the next slide, please, can you go to the next slide? You can see how the mine activities, for example, the red polygons are mine alerts, and And when you see in the Bing Maps image, you can see, like, for example, it's a forest land cover. But when you go to the Goliath Earth Online and compare with Planet monthly mosaic, you can see how the mining activities increased. And yes, and the users found really useful because they can know when the activity or when the mine alert occurred. Next slide. And well, for this moment, we have some suggestions that we want to share with all the team, because for our initial work. For example, early alerts result from the use of Omnibus Q-test algorithm showed a significant improvement to detect illegal gold mining activities compared to other near real-time forest loss alert systems. This algorithm works for our study area because the rainy season. Also, when we use Collier Online, reduce cost of field verification, while simultaneously can provide insight to assessing and training automated mapping products. And how you know automated mapping products are really, we have to verify, and we are working really close with Collier Online to do this target. And the user interface RAMI is really useful for the user, and the users can display and verify the real near-time alerts mapped. And it bridges the gap between the real near-time products and viewing confident high-resolution imagery and local law enforcement officials. Well, and Lucio, now we are working, we will present some next steps or next improvements that we did in the last TensorFlow exchange.
Okay, thanks, Milagros. So, like we mentioned in the a few moments, well, the idea of this work is try to get this result as fast and as reliable possible that we can do. So it's not an easy task. We know very well what is the limitations of using these change detection algorithms and also using Sentinel-1 SAR data. In fact, when we start detecting any kind of activity, we just it's very important to understand what is the physical limitation of the methodology, or what we are in fact we can see that what we are watching over the surface. No, even if we want to use a tool for getting the best results, maybe this is not possible. For instance, we can use Sentinel-1 SAR data for detecting just logging activity. It is possible. The methodology, what is the scale that we can detect? So we know very well what is in fact the impact of this mining activity. So when we try to detect this in the surface, we did that we search is this forest loss and this water bodies associated to this activity, you know, because they in fact they wash this material, the soil, to get in this the gold. No, so that in fact we are searching this change in the time. So, but we know in the last TensorFlow technical exchange, we just made some tests using all this input data that we get in order to test these new algorithms, and CNN, FCNN, I think that's all. So we use a part of this data for training, for testing, and make the validation. We developed these models, these two models, and we try to get these new results in order to see what if we can improve something. No? We know that the machine learning, and in fact, in general, is very powerful for make this activity. So the idea of the output was generated just a mining or mining areas, and the idea was also to improve the accuracy and to try to work with multispectral data also in the future in this analysis. So we make this we use this these algorithms, but we get better results using the fully convolutional neural network using a masking layer of water body, JRC, the project JRC. So in fact, we're still working in how we can. So the result was very interesting, but that we are now is to get in. So the idea is to how we can make this more automatic. That is our principal. We are interested in get an automatic algorithm because in the long term, when the middle term, we will show these algorithms to the local authorities that they will run this. So we need something that they can do, they can make, or they can run in the future. So sustainable. That is the word. Sorry. So if you want to know a little bit more, or if you want to test what is the advance in this line, we have here the data use, no, in the input data for a training, and also the algorithms in collabs in order to know if you want to see what we can improve in the next weeks, next months. So I think that's all. Thank you for your time. I don't know if you have questions.
And then one thing we wanted to add to the presentation is we have the RAMI portal where we connect the maps up with Collect Earth Online for easier verification. We have that up and running for this example. We have it up and running for the Comimo example, which is the Colombia example. And we're starting to move it over to the Mekong for the near real-time deforestation. Oh, you're present. Okay, sorry. I'll let you go. You're going to present the RAMI portal now. Go ahead, Lucia.
No.
Well, I think Lucio just present or just shared the RAMI platform, like Carrie says. But I shared the link in the chat if anybody want to go and use the platform and try the layers and try the mine alerts. And how Caris mentioned, we are working with the team in Servir Amazonia to improve this platform and improve the SEO tools. I think Karen did an amazing suggestions for the next steps for the platform. But I don't know, Caris, do you want to? Do you think it's better that I present the RAMI?
Let's see. We have 12 minutes. Yes. We can present RAMI, or we can present the updates to the signing up for the alerts. Either one. Or both if we have time. I think maybe we have time for both.
Yes. Maybe I only have 2 minutes to present the RAMI, and then Karen can go on and present the updates. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 minute, please.
And while you're getting that up and running, Modu, it's all free and open source. So we can connect maybe offline and help you get this up and running if you wanted to see the code and duplicate it for some of your projects. And anybody else. So this is kind of the point, is we have this set up so it's easy to use for projects that are, needing validation or near real-time alerts or anything that you want to connect to CEO.
Yes, yes, please do the questions and comments that the comments that you have. Well, just to summarize the ideas, we had here the platform or the website, and here we have the layers that you can that you can on or off. We create a composite Sentinel-1 and composite Sentinel-2, but it depends of the searcher or the if it's Firefox or others. But you can turn on or turn off. Then you have the principal limits, for example, of the boundaries from province, district, indigenous land, and forest management, protected areas, and mining concession. And also, if you want to go to the mine alerts, you just turn on and turn off. But if you want to update with the recent alerts, you go here in the filter image. Here in filter data, and you can select the time of the alert that you want to go. For example, the last one is in November, but we have alerts since August. Yes, and you just click here in update map, and yes, and the alerts are very, very tiny, very small. That's why we have to zoom in and check the alerts and compare with the high resolution imagery in Sentinel-1 or Sentinel-2. But the other thing is how to connect with Collector Online, and I think here in validation, I think you need to log in. Oh, okay. For now, we have to log in or register in the platform, and then you can go to validation. Here I create some of the projects, but we are working that anybody can validate with SEO without a register. Then you click one of the projects, and it's open in a new project in Collector Online. And for now, that's something that we get in the platform. Yeah. I don't know if there is a time that Karen present the updates or the new improvements.
I can do it in a couple minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
So Milagros, thanks for giving a quick overview of the current setup. We're working to move it to be really easy to use for a new user, and really intuitive for people who get an alert that there's new validation data, to quickly move towards validation. So our concept currently, and this is all a mock-up, and we'd love to hear any suggestions, is to move all of the work tabs over to the left side so that they can always be visible, and have the currently Comimo has the legend as a combined legend and toggle, so it tells you what the layer is and also what you can whether you can see the layer. And so when you visit the site for the first time, it'll default to the Explorer, and the data doesn't change. It's just which tab is expanded by default, and it will be the filter data, because this is the first step in order to get a subscription and thus move towards validation, but also for exploring the data. So as you can see, it would just be a series of tabs that expand and contract. And just clicking on the validate tab, all it does will expand this one and hide the others, but all the data will still be there. It will just be a slightly easier way to move quickly between exploring and pulling up a subscription, and creating new subscriptions, and really trying to make that process as easy as possible for the user. So yeah, the main change we're thinking is moving the pieces from over here where they're just an icon, and a number of users have reported having trouble figuring out the proper workflow to just having one very linear path for the user interface. So that's our new thoughts.
Thanks, Karen. I don't know if there is comments or questions, please.
Well, I'll hop in and I just want to say, first off, thank you all for presenting, and also thank you so much for being the first at the beginning of the year with a very short time frame. This is a lot of work and is really exciting. You can definitely see from the very beginning of this project, using TensorFlow all the way to the application and the refinement of how to connect all the different pieces, including Collector Online. I see so many mirrors of things I want to take from this and bring over to HKH and take little bits and put into other applications I'm working on. So this is really exciting. So big thank you to everybody. I do want to leave space for questions. We only have 4 minutes, but maybe we can go out. Modu, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I know that you would put in here a question about the platform. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
Come again, please, Tim. I'm not hearing.
Yeah, I saw it here. You put in that you wanted to know how to build such a platform. I know Carlos had mentioned about it being open source, but if there's any more dialogue you guys want to sort of, or discussion have about transferring this over and building it as such, and integrating some of the work that you've already done with Collector Online, how to connect those pieces. I'll leave it there.
Okay. Oh, so first of all, thank you for the presentation. We are trying to do the similar work using Sentinel-1. I mean, congrats for your nice work. Because since now we don't finish it, and it would be nice to know how we can join with what we have done, or how we can just learn from you guys how to build this platform. Because I have been contacted by the Ministry of Environmental Monitoring in Senegal to build just a platform for them to monitor artisanal small-scale gold mining, and they have also different things they want to know. I don't know how they did. We code it in English. Maybe I can write it down. So that's my question: how to build it, or is it open or not, or is it heavy? How long would it take, and how to join you guys and integrate what we have done with you guys? That's what I would like to mention. I think it's time I stop people don't understand me.
Yeah, so we can coordinate that. And I don't know, for the talk, maybe it's a session we could open up to a lot of people, or, you know, just a bit of a one-on-one with the development team. And it seems like it's 2 pieces. The first is, you know, building out the portal, and then the second is the bridge with CEO. So yeah, we can help transfer some of that over. I don't know, Sam, if you or others, if you have thoughts on yeah, the best approach to do that, if we want to have like a coordinated workshop, or just, you know, share some of the GitHub links and have a back and forth help sessions. But it's available.
Yeah, Karis, I know we have just, you know, about a minute left, and I just want to say that we'll have another meeting on TensorFlow in 2 weeks. So everyone who's hanging on the line, we'll definitely talk to you guys then, and we'll have a discussion from John Brent from WRI. And then to your point, Karis, I think it might be worthwhile to just do email chain with Modi right now and see what he's really needing. And then maybe we could, a workshop sounds perfect to me, or some sort of training on, the first 2 steps that you mentioned before. So we can definitely coordinate on that front. And we'll definitely get Emil in on the conversation too, because I'm sure he knows of some of the resources that we could be tapping into. But it's 10 o'clock. It is the top of the hour. I feel like I gave you guys not enough time for all this presentation. I apologize. We'll have to revisit this in a few months, maybe in June timeframe, to see if there's any more really exciting updates or integrations with West Africa as well. So again, thank you so much for the presentation. And it's great to connect with you all in the TensorFlow Working Group in the new year. I will talk to you guys later.
All right, great. Talk soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
See you guys later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.